So this is the first cabinet I've ever built, and I'm very, very pleased with the results. It's the one that's caused some interest with my topics on using Imperial and some of the other techniques I've used based on my engineering experience. But just to give you an idea, this door, when I made it straight from plans, put it together, was just a little bit too tight to go in, and with a small skim it was almost like a piston fit. And that's just because I made it to the size from the drawing, and I made it accurately to the size. Then a small adjustment on my crosscut saw allowed it to fit in there, and the saw was absolutely spot on for square using the DTI, so there was no need to muck around with that. Just literally sliced a little bit off the end and that slipped in there. And as you can see with most of the stuff on here, the accuracy has been very, very rewarding for me. I had a bit of fun scribing this around the top. Done a little bit of scribing on kitchens before, kitchen worktops and stuff. But as you can see, got fairly constant gap there. It's actually not as good as it looks on the camera, but it's still pretty good, and I'm very pleased. So this is actually supposed to be just a wall hung basin, but we were originally going to put a pedestal basin in this bathroom, and the pipes are coming out the floor to go in the base pedestal, and we changed our minds. It was just too big, the pedestal basin, so we bought this, actually got given it by a customer, wash hand basin, cloakroom one, and of course all the pipes are in the wrong place, so I built this cabinet to go over it. I've used the, I'm in the middle of nowhere here. I'm living in the middle of a big forest. I'm 50 miles from the nearest city, and a good distance from any sort of town with limited supplies. So I have to make do with what I've got. So in here, you can see a little bit of improvisation here. I've used some old kitchen door hinges and just glued some blocks inside to mount those on, and made a little mistake here when I did these as well. It's got the spacing slightly wrong, so the door fits slightly proud, but actually that's worked out really nicely. I made a stop block this side to give it the same space out on this side here, and we've just left it very slightly proud with a slight chamfer on it, and I really like the effect of that. So I'm going to claim that it's actually a design feature and not a mistake, but very pleased. It's just ordinary ply in the side here. I know the Americans are always talking about Baltic birch pine ply and how good quality is. Well, I live in the Baltics, and I tell you what, you can't get it here, or at least I can't find it here, and we get some cheap rubbish stuff from our local equivalent of Home Depot, and this is that. So these are just ply panels. This is made from beech because it's just something I had around, and thinking about it afterwards, thought it might be better for a bathroom anyway, be slightly more water resistant maybe than pine. Another ply panel in the front here, and haven't finished the plumbing in here yet. I've got the wall outlets there. I've got the waste to connect up tomorrow, and then I'm going to build a shelf to go in the bottom of that, covering up the waste in the bottom of the cupboard. So, but yeah, pretty pleased with that. First cabinet, as I say, and I don't know, I think well, I don't know, I'm no judge of it, I guess, but I can't see that a professional would make any better job of that than I have as a hobbyist on a first attempt.